Hi, I'm Dr. Adam Cohen. In today's short lecture, we're going to discuss the importance of concentration. For many of us, we can think of many ways in which we can use concentration within our own lives. First of all, many of us tend to be very forgetful. If you look back to the spiritual traditions of nearly 4,000 to 8,000 years prior to the current state and time, you find that many of the people during these eras that were spiritual teachers were able to memorize thousands and thousands of verses from sacred literature, which they were able to hold within their minds for their lives. If you look at the Vedas, for instance, the Brahmas, or the upper class castes within the Varma tradition, were taught the sacred hymns of the Vedas starting from a very early age. Then, from this experience of memorizing, they were able to remember just about every single verse from the Vedas, which they were to use for pujas and other rituals throughout their lives. But if we reflect upon the contemporary mind, very few people are able to remember such volumes of information and be able to retain them for more than a year or two. For most people, even remembering a few lines from their favorite poem is quite difficult. This can change if we learn to use the power of concentration. Concentration is a very special practice that has been used within yoga for centuries. And you find the first major mention of concentration within the Yoga Sutras by Patanjali. Here, Patanjali refers to it as dharana. And in this regards, it is one of the preliminary and more advanced stages towards self-realization, samadhi. So why would we want to use concentration within our lives? We can use it in just about any dimension of our daily experience, and we can employ it in just about any type of circumstance. Whether we are reading a book or thinking about a new plan that we'd like to see through in our lives, or we are simply listening to another human being, trying to understand their view or expression of life, we can use concentration to bring us deeper into that experience. For many people, concentration is very difficult, especially within Western societies, where it has been promoted that it is better to multitask or do more than one thing, usually 3 or 4 things at once, than to do one single thing at a time. Also, because of the amount of information and activity that occurs within most human beings' daily life, they are in a state of hyperactivity. For this reason, we find that many people suffer from states of anxiety, stress, and a internal feeling of being totally overwhelmed or burdened by the movements of life. All this, again, can change if we concentrate, and we concentrate with a one-pointed mind. So how do we do this? More advanced practices will be discussed in other lectures. But here, the first thing we want to take a look at is the value of utilizing our internal bodily functions in order to help begin to calm the mind. The two primary body rhythms that we can access very easily is the heart rhythm and the breath rhythm. The breath is more accessible than the heart, but the heart can be easily accessed through the breath. Also, both the heart and the breath are affected by the body and the mind. A calm mind and a calm body will automatically lead to a calm breath and heartbeat. But if we do not have a calm body or calm mind, then we can use the breath in order to calm both the breath and the heartbeat, which will in turn calm the mind and the body. This will lead to the intention of concentration. Simply changing the movement of the breath will again influence our mind and bring it into a state of concentration. We'll just explain a very, very simple technique here, but you will find a vast amount of resources available to you, both in literature and online, as well as within our website. You should be able to find a few lectures on pranayama and techniques of how to conduct pranayama. But here, what you want to do is simply watch the breath. Feel the breath moving in and out of the body. Observe how the air is moving in and out, whether the air is passing through the nose or through the mouth, what region of the body the breath is passing through, the abdomen, the chest, or the combination of both. Also noticing the temperament of the breath, so whether the breath seems exacerbated or agitated, or whether the breath seems relaxed and calm, and also monitoring the sensation of the air passing in and out of the body, what the temperature of the breath is, and also whether you feel like the breath is moving evenly and with comfort or with stress or strain. By using this technique of watching the breath, you will soon be able to move on to more advanced practices like controlling the breath. But as we begin to observe the breath and make a connection with it, then we're going to reduce our heart rate. And when we reduce our heart rate, then automatically relaxation is passed through the body and mind by a physiological change that occurs within the body. Chemicals that originate from the endocrine system pass into the bloodstream and help to begin to relax the mind and body so that we can begin to concentrate on a much deeper level. So this is our short lecture on concentration. Thank you for joining us. And if you would like to develop concentration through breathing, please explore the topics of pranayama.